Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a reading about soulmate unions. I felt, first of all, we're in a universal year 7, which is a very spiritual time, and it's meant to be a spiritual time. 7 is the number of spiritual completeness. So I felt way back in January a lot of soulmates were going to come together this year, and we're almost halfway through the year. So I thought let's do a checkup. Now, I just did a reading for those who've been ghosted by a soulmate, and oh my God, I loved it. It really brought out a lot of clarity. I know that wasn't everyone's story, but a lot of you resonated with that. So I thought, you know what? Because really, at the end of that reading, it was talking about two people coming back together. So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do another reading, but let's talk about soulmate union in this reading. So chances are you aren't with your soulmate right now, but you probably know who they are. If not, then you're probably going to meet someone, and it's going to be pretty fast moving, I feel, because again, I feel like if you're coming together, it's probably in this year. So we'll see. Now, you might just meet this year, start a romance this year, and then next year, being an 8 universal year, new beginnings. It could be a period where, like, we physically move in together, or physically tie the knot type of energy. So we're going to leave that open. I'm going to use 3 different decks. I'm going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot to do any clarifying. And for the main spread, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit. That way you have a good view. And let's go ahead and begin. I'll link the other video. And I think I called it, did a soulmate ghost you or something like that. So, but I'll link it at the end of the video on one of the end screens. And maybe I'll put a link in the comment section too. Okay, but let's open up this reading. So, soulmate union, all signs. Doesn't matter who you are, male, female. Let's begin. Look at that. Flipped itself around. And it's a very good energy, optimism. Optimism, I feel sometimes is a choice. It's the way I look at the world. It's the way I look at my life. I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. It reminds me of like when we get the 10 of Swords. I expect a dagger to be in my back, and I'll be damned, there's another dagger in my back. So this is an optimistic view of the potential of what can be. We'll put that right there. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles though. Again, everything's pre-shuffled, but I just know that some of you really appreciate the shuffling where you can see it, so I have no problem with that. We'll give it one more. Let's give them a cut. And while we're doing that, I do want to let you know I did the personal reading special I was doing. It was about a month ago, where you could take $44 off a personal reading. I am going to do that for one more week. And the main reason I'm doing that is I have a bit of a family emergency and not a whole lot of funds to help us get there. So that's really why I'm doing it. But, benefits you too. Okay. Anyway, I'll put that in the more detailed section also. Let's go ahead and begin the tarot portion. We have the 8 of Wands. Fast moving energy. What I think about, I bring about. I expect good things to happen, and they do. This is your intention. You know, I always picture the Eight of Wands. Of 4 wands are going out into the universe, and that's my intention. That's my vibration. And 4 wands are coming back. So the universe is meeting my vibration. All right. Well, that could also speak about August. You know, if we're going to pinpoint a time. All right. We have spiritual strength. We have accelerated motion. We have awareness. Beautiful. First of all, 2 8s. You know, as above, so below. Well, a soulmate, you're connected for eternity. Not every lifetime is meant to be together. You know, maybe some are, some aren't. You know, it's interesting because spiritual strength is 9. Right in between these 2 8s. It's good to talk about the two different people, right? And both receiving these 8s, both about to have some type of a new beginning, and both of them are very positive type energy. Awareness really is like, you know, I feel like what it's saying is with spiritual strength here, it's like the more that I understand, you know, my life and patterns in my life, particularly in love, the more I can understand myself, you know, raise my own vibration and understand with my vibration high, well, that's what the universe must match, right? That's the law of attraction. So, you know, it's a 9. It's a period of time. It's reflection. But it's also a cycle. So I feel like with this 9, mirrored by this 1, and then these 2 8s, wow, it feels like it's sooner versus later. All right. Well, hello. Rejoice in celebration. 3 of Cups. You know, that's the energy of joy. The energy of gratitude. You know, being grateful for what I have right now. And, you know, knowing that my ships are going to come in when they're meant to come in. So I'm really kind of not trying to control the situation. I'm just open. I'm very open. So this feels like, well, what's it say? Rejoice in celebration. Okay, let's keep going. Recognition and reward. Recognition and reward. That's the 3 of Pentacles. And, you know, by the way, we have 33. Interesting because I know, like, some of my members have a life path number 33. It's a master number 33. And if you have a master number, you are here to master something. You know what? Well, if you look at, like, say, a master number 33, the 3 and a 3 would be a 6. Well, 6 really stands about relationships. So it could be the mastering over relationships and understanding not all relationships are going to work out, and that's okay. But maybe I learned a lot, right? Maybe there was a lot of wisdom to be gained from that. 3 of Pentacles means that you are appreciating yourself more. You know, it's like, first of all, if it's a soulmate, and we're talking about soulmates, you know, they're able to see, even if I don't know this person, it's like we meet, and very quickly it's like, you just seem so familiar. Like, I've known you before, like I met you before. Well, you have, you know, and it may have been in another lifetime, but, you know, as we leave this lifetime, you're back together again, no matter what. So, you know, but this is also, I feel like, them being able to appreciate who you are, where maybe there were others who, you know, like that unique part of yourself where others put it down. Why? Well, a lot of times it's because of envy or something like that, you know, like, So, the period of time it took to reflect upon your life, upon your experiences, not with judgment, but only so that you can better your life, raise your vibration, and understand that when you raise your vibration, the universe raises their vibration. So whatever's coming back to you is going to come back to you in that type of vibration. Eight of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Pentacles says, don't be afraid to move into something that you haven't done before, or be with someone you haven't been with before, especially if it's a type of energy that I would think would feel somewhat passionate. Eight of Pentacles says wherever you focus on is what you're going to grow. Having that awareness, you know, and I feel like we have to be realistic and understand even a soulmate can present challenges, but many times we're meant to help each other to overcome these challenges, you know, be the reflection for each other, and not run away. You know, that gets us more into a twin flame, which I was almost going to do a twin flame reading. I'll do that next, but I was pulled more to the soulmate reading. So let's keep going. A lot of duplicate numbers, 2 8s, 2 3s, 88, 33. Well, hello, Ace of Wands. I'm sorry, Ace of Swords. It's funny because sometimes when I do a premiere, I'll hear myself saying the wrong card, but I still know what card I'm holding, even if I say the wrong one. Ace of Swords. This could certainly be communication. And it's interesting because it's coming under accelerated motion. So it could literally be like communication, like, hi, like my name is Tom and your name? Sandy. Oh. And then, wow, memories of love. Interesting. So for some of you, this could relate back to someone that you already know. And I feel like if you already know them, you probably would already had considered them maybe as a soulmate. But then again, you know, I'm thinking, you know, when we're young, you know, do we really know that much? At least I didn't. You know, I wasn't really thinking on a spiritual level until really I had some difficult experiences. Sometimes I feel like you got to drop to your knees and then awareness comes. Well, here is awareness. So memories of love. You know, even if I haven't met this person in this lifetime yet, it feels to me like that yearning. And I'm saying yearning, but I feel like, because I don't feel like, oh, I gotta have love. That's not what I'm feeling, but I do feel like there's this, you know, almost like, you know, I've been with people, I've had relationships, but nobody has fulfilled me in the way that I'm looking for. Interesting, too, where I said the master number 33, what is their lesson? Well, here's the 6. So, you know, and I also feel someone may, there may be someone of your past where maybe you didn't even consider them a soulmate, or the other way around. Remember, you know, you could be on either side of the coin here. But I feel like, you know, it's like all of a sudden I start to think about this person, or maybe, who knows, maybe communication comes in, and it may be someone that I really hadn't thought of in that way, but lo and behold, like communication comes in, we start talking, and everything just starts flowing from that point. Now, I have to tell you, where I did that reading where if you were ghosted by a soulmate, this kind of fits a little bit, because I feel like, you know, in that reading, it was talking about someone who didn't have the awareness until later on. You know what I mean? Like, they had gone through their life, you had gone through your life, they probably married, you probably married, you know, what have you. But then it's like, it's just someone who's lived in your heart, and you must have lived in their heart. So I'm feeling this both ways. Let's take 4 more. Or whatever wants to come out. Every time I try to put a limit on it, more comes out. Well, I'll take this. 9 of Cups. You know, this is inner fulfillment. This is where you are starting to love your life again. You know, maybe after some deep reflection. I do feel like this is a singular energy, like I'm single in this energy, but I'm not miserable. You know, it's not like I am, if I don't have love, well then my life isn't worth living. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling, you know, like would I like to connect with the soulmate? Yeah. Is it absolutely necessary? No. And first of all, I feel like sometimes this is about divine connecting you. All right. Discontentment and boredom. So this is the 4 Cups. Now, normally in the 4 Cups with most decks, you'll see that someone is being handed a cup. That's the Ace of Cups. Often feels being handed to you by the hand of God. Now, in this energy, so here's this cup. What do I do with it? Well, it asks you to use your spiritual discernment. That's really what the 4 of Cups is about. But this is also the energy where you can just see what it says, boredom and discontentment. But it's also the energy of inactivity. And I feel like there's someone out there who's like, you know what? I'm pretty okay with my life just the way it is, but still I feel like a soulmate's coming. So even though I may not be looking, so to speak, I still feel like, you know why? Because I feel like it's like already written in the stars. Now you do have free will. You can say no. You know what I mean? But there's nothing here that would tell me so far that you would say no, except for the 4 Cups. But that is mirrored by spiritual strength. So this is energy that I can overcome. You know, it's just saying, be proactive in your life. The 4 Cups has a back to the 9 of Cups, which is kind of interesting. So it's almost like I'm seeing 2 different paths, right? Here, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I will try this. And here, I don't know. Maybe I won't. Let's keep going. We have the Emperor, card of Aries. He did show in a reverse, you know, but I really wasn't going to read reversals, to be honest. It's just like, it's a decision I make before I start a reading. Do I take reversals? But I have to tell you, I can usually tell something's meant to be in reverse. So let's talk about the Emperor. First of all, again, this is pulling me back to that reading because there was one soulmate who I felt like they had like a life path 8 where they're here really to build up their material world, you know, have the best, like really, well, become the leader. And they had the Emperor. So I feel like it was someone who was, you know, really wanted to have their physical world and the material world together. I think the wording I said was someone's thinking was I'll build the house first and then I'll fill it with love after. But I'm going to build that house with trust, knowing and, you know, and praying that the right person will help me fill the home with love. So, and the Emperor was a big part of that energy. Now, I'm not even feeling Aries. I'm just thinking about the energy of this person. So, the Emperor would be someone that normally we would look up to. This is someone who thinks methodically, you know, puts a plan together, doesn't necessarily go by the seat of their pants like the Empress would. You know, but it's important to this person that they also give back. So I'm feeling like growth within them or you. Some may even work from home and may be doing just fine. And maybe that's, you know, maybe that's why I'm feeling like with one, it's like, you know what, I'm doing just fine on my own. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was only gone a second. So, anyways, I feel like, another, like, I almost feel like saying, like, someone's got their shit together. And is it the Emperor who's making the communication? And again, the Six of Cups, memories of love, and their awareness right above that. It's like, it's like their chakras being opened. All right, let's see if we can get one more, but we'll take whatever comes out. And then we'll bring in the Gilded Tarot and go deeper. Try to get real answers. Look at this. Patience. This is Temperance. I love it when Temperance shows up in a reading because, number one, it tells me that I don't have to try to control this, right? I don't have to, like, go on a dating site or what have you. I feel like it's like lovers that are guided to each other. Again, it's probably already your seed soul of intention. This just may be the time. So Temperance says, have patience while things are coming together. You know what I mean? And try to let go of the rest. Temperance is about divine timing. And I often feel what Temperance is doing is she's filling both the cups. There's 2 cups. And she's equally giving to both to bring both to a balance. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, hello, sun. Illumination. A brand new day. Just knowing the sun is at your back. This is the ruler for Leo. We do have a couple 8s here. Some of you may be connected with a Leo. By the way, Sagittarius with Temperance. Aries with the Emperor. But, again, it doesn't have to be. Let's see who's under light. Look at that. The Tower. So, I do feel like for some of you, this could be someone that you were with before, and there was a tower. But listen, if there was a tower, especially with Temperance here, I feel like it just probably wasn't time, right? Maybe each of you needed to go out and have your own life experiences. So then when you do come together, because you're really mirroring each other, that way you can truly help each other. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a certain maturity level. And I'm not talking age, I just mean learning from my experiences. Remember, this 9, we always have 9-year cycles, and it's important at the end of a cycle or when a door is closing just to reflect back for a moment. What have I learned? How have I grown? What have I overcome? What have I done wrong? It's looking at all parts without judgment, so you can know yourself. The sun is complete illumination. I have to tell you, I feel like when the sun comes out, especially in a love reading, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And let's go over this. And let's go deeper. So we have the Ace of Swords. Seems like it's coming from the Emperor's energy. Almost like someone's remembering you with fondness. Strange word, fondness. I feel like when I use words that I don't use a lot, it's because that word relates to someone. Okay. Let's give them a cut. And let's go over this. Let's go deeper. So we're looking at the top line, but we're really reading it as a whole. So we're looking at the positive movement forward. It's your first card. Temperance being the last card. I mean, I love the 4 corners, first of all. positive movement forward, awareness, complete awareness, especially with the sun here, fulfillment of wishes, hello, and then celebrating over those fulfillments, and then temperance. All right, but tell me more, tell me more. Two wands, and so it begins. You know, this is really the energy of not letting fear stop me from potentially walking down this path. It's at a 2, you know, and I feel like starting at the 2 is usually the best way. Though it may be something that moves very quickly, because I do feel like there's going to be a lot of passion involved, and maybe even for some, just like fulfillment of comfort, you know, like comfort within my heart. So this is the beginning. We have the Ten of Wands coming over spiritual strength. That makes complete sense, because this is what, you know, your spiritual team is asking you to look at. Ten of Wands. You know, first of all, this person's carrying all the wands themselves. They've taken on all the responsibility. And maybe that's what I need to look at. Like, in a relationship, do I tend to carry the responsibilities of the relationship on my back? Have I learned the fine art of give and take, of giving and receiving? Because here I feel like I'm only giving. I'm giving, and I'm giving, and I'm giving. This is also a period of a lot of responsibilities, you know. Again, someone may have been married, had children, lived their life, you know. Nonetheless, it's still like a lot of responsibilities, but maybe the children are grown now, you know, like things are lightening up for you, and it just feels like it may just be the perfect time. But that is what you're overcoming. That's what you're meant to look at. All right, we have the Five of Pentacles. So someone may have threw you a tower. Maybe, if you already know this soulmate, maybe it was them. This is the energy of feeling thrown out into the cold. But I have to tell you, and you know, I don't have the luxury in this energy of doing nothing, sitting back, like I have to keep moving. But you are moving towards more soulmate type energy, and I don't mean just love, I mean in all areas of your life. Like the right people just seem to be put in place to help guide you. To 5, so change, yes. But then look at this, the world. You know, sometimes the towers come, just like here. Here's a tower, but then there's the sun, right? So sometimes the towers come because the universe is trying to move us in place. And maybe we're refusing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we just keep taking on those wands. We just put all the responsibility on our back. And your spirit guides will be like, it was okay for a little while, but now we want you, you know, to start really living your soul's desire. Well, that would be this. So the world is the next chapter, and how much do I love this? It's coming over awareness, and it's mirrored by positive movement forward and the Two of Wands. So I feel like this is the majority of you saying yes to this next adventure, and it probably will feel like an adventure. All right, let's keep going. Well, hello, soulmates. I'm so happy you made it out in your own reading. Coming right over the Three of Cups, rejoice and celebration, following the world and awareness, the next chapter. You know, one chapter is meant to end, and another chapter wants to open up. This feels like a very good chapter. Oh, and then hello, Ace of Pentacles. So, this is what I'm feeling. First of all, there's a lot of 8s, and then we have the ruler of Leo. So for some of you, this could certainly signify like around August, where, you know, maybe communication comes in. The Ace of Pentacles, though, you know, the Ace of Pentacles is brought in by the Knight of Pentacles, which is, I feel, the most trustworthy knight of, not that the knights aren't trustworthy, but This Ace of Pentacles that comes in is really meant to expand your life. This gives you the way. It allows you to end those 10 wands, even though I feel like for some of you, the universe did it for you. Again, felt like a tower, but truly, it's so that you can have a new beginning, a brand new day. So how do I love that the Ace of Pentacles is following the Soulmate, the Two of Cups. Right now, the Two of Cups is mirrored by memories of love. And then, hello, Star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. The Ace of Pentacles would say, this is something we're bringing into your physical world. This isn't just an energy. This is something that's physical, a person. But whether you know it or not, because maybe subconsciously you've been, because I feel like, again, there's like a certain yearning for a certain type of love. And maybe I've been with other people and I just haven't found that, right? It's not that I didn't love them, but I didn't get the same fulfillment, or I've never had it yet. And if you've never had it yet, well, hang on to your hat when it comes in, because it's going to surprise you. Soulmate is normally a very loving, gentle type of energy. Doesn't mean there won't be any challenges, but soulmates will get through it together. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes coming right over the Ace of Swords. It is the card of Aquarius, I do have to say that. Optimism. I expect my dreams to come true, and therefore they do. Temperance would say, let go of control of exactly how it must be, though. If I'm saying, if I haven't met this person yet, and I'm saying, I want them to be 6 foot tall, curly dark hair, eyes of blue, Temperance would be like, no. All right. We have the Six of Swords coming over the Six of Cups. Six of Swords. That talks about someone who has taken, again, time to look around, see what's toxic to them, who's toxic to them, what's toxic to them. Sometimes it's our own thoughts. And, it would be a 5, so changing that. Right? Six of Swords, that's exactly what this person is doing. They're putting that toxicity behind him. And again, sometimes it is our own thoughts. Maybe I have limited beliefs in what my life could be because maybe my life feels limited. Well, doesn't mean it'll remain that way. Optimism. Optimism. King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, potentially. Doesn't have to be. The Tower, coming over the Four of Cups. Wow. And then the Five of Swords. So, coming right over the Emperor. Maybe the Emperor was meant to be in reverse, after all. But, look at this. So, the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom. I'm not really doing anything to make any changes. So, it's showing you the effect that this Tower... And we saw it here, the Tower. The effect that it had on you. And for some, it's like you're not willing to risk maybe falling in love again or getting hurt again. And if that's the case, then I would say that's when you take it slow. But have your eyes wide open, because people will reveal who they are. Nonetheless, I feel like you're going to feel this. And listen, you don't always have to be seeking it. Sometimes it's seeking you, and it may come in when you least expect it. And what are you going to do about it? So if I don't clear the energy of the Tower, then I kind of remain in that energy. Or another way of putting it is it's going to dictate my present, because my seeds of intention, Ace of Pentacles, the seeds of intention, if I'm not nurturing them, well, then I'm not going to have a harvest in the fall. powers come and go, and we all get them. You know, chapters close, and sometimes we don't think we want that. But then sometimes a couple years go by, and I'm saying years, it could just be months, and someone new is introduced into your life. And then you start to think, oh my God, I thought that person before was the person that was meant to be, and it didn't work out, so shame on me. But then you meet this person, and it's like, thank God the universe gave me that tower. Thank God. It's a different way of looking at it. And you know how you can come to that energy? By reflecting. Sometimes, you know, someone else throws us a tower, and again, we think our life is over. But when we really can reflect back, sometimes it's probably the best thing, again, that could have happened. So, I don't know. I feel like for some, this Emperor probably should have stayed in reverse, because he is carrying the energy of the Five of Swords. Look at this. Exactly what Mother Mary is asking for. Three of Wands, optimism. Interesting that we open with the Two of Wands as your clarifier here, and we close it with the Three of Wands. Well, we're not closing the reading yet, but coming right over Temperance. So I feel like this is you taking on that energy of, you know what, my ships are going to come in. I just know it. I'm not going to try to control exactly how they must look, when they must be. Now, with Temperance controlling it, I want you to understand something. This is not talking about someone who's coming in that's completely broken. I'm not saying that they don't have broken little pieces. We all do. But this is not someone who's coming in that's going to... and listen, that's why you need your intuition. So you know that. So you can feel it. If it's not good for you, you'll feel, especially with the sun. Everything is illuminated. That includes the negative and the positive. So if there are red flags, you'll see them. But I don't feel like there's going to be red flags. I feel like that was the past. Okay. I want to, I just love that we have the soulmates. We have the Two of Cups sitting right next to the Ace of Pentacles. So let's look at, well, I didn't really pick anything else, so let's just take it right down the middle. Well, we have the Queen of Pentacles matching the King of Pentacles. So let's talk about that. So again, forget about the sign, but let's talk about who the King of Pentacles in the upright represents. Loyalty. I feel like for a lot of you, that's the number one thing. I don't want anyone that's not loyal. I don't want anyone I cannot trust. Well, this is someone whose energy is normally grounded. You know, they wouldn't feel comfortable unless their energy was grounded. King of Pentacles is someone who looks at life from the big picture. Queen of Pentacles is that person who picks out the, you know, like, I feel like I'm the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you know, I'm reading between the lines. I pick up the details that maybe other people miss. So, a very, you know, like-minded energy. Soul, or the Two of Cups right in between them. The Hierophant. Card of Taurus. This is about your belief system. You know, and sometimes you just got to know that you do deserve to have a good life. Again, doesn't mean that there won't be challenges. But when you start thinking of yourself as a spiritual being, because these are spiritual beings, you start to realize that, listen, I'm a spiritual being having a human condition. I can overcome a lot more than I thought I could. And I'm not even saying you have to overcome, because I feel like that is where you've been. And I also feel like for some of you, listen, you might have been with someone who's, their belief system, their integrity, their, what's the word I'm looking for? There's one word I'm looking for. Their values, that's not what I'm looking for, but also, you know, are similar to yours. And when I say that, I don't mean like, you know, like if I'm a Catholic, they must be a Catholic. Not unless that's absolutely what you must have. You know what I mean? That's not what I mean, though. I just mean spiritual beings. All right. Well, hello, Sun. Again. Four of Pentacles. And then the High Priestess. All right. High Priestess is your intuition. High Priestess is coming over memories of love. So, someone in the past, whether this lifetime or another. And again, this would be someone that I have, I want to say treasured memories of, but it doesn't have to be treasured. But happy memories of. Some of you, this is someone that may have lived in your heart for a long time. And I almost have to use myself as an example because, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's like, one of the hardest times, it definitely wasn't the hardest time, but one of the hardest times in my life, my soulmate, out of the blue, picks up the phone and calls me. And it was a bad day. And everything changed just from that one phone call. Changed my life. Now, we didn't come right together. It took years for us to come together, but we spoke on the phone every single day for hours. We had a phone relationship until eventually I did move here. So all I'm saying is, believe in what you think is impossible. Know that divine is really active in your life. Understand that if you're not proactive in your life, then it's hard for anything. Even though I feel like, even if I'm not proactive, I still feel like this energy is coming to you. What you do with it then is up to you. Okay. Let's just look at the Two of Cups. Let's go right over the Two of Cups. Hello, Ace of Wands. Wow. Action. Inspired. Inspiration. This person may inspire you. This would be hard energy to say no to because it is passionate. And by the way, we have the Two of Wands right above it. So it's like, here's the Two of Cups, the soulmates, with the Ace of Wands. First of all, with the Ace of Swords, right? The potential for communication. I do feel like it's communication. With the star over that, now could represent an Aquarius, but it is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And the sun is illuminating that. It's just like it's time. It just feels like it's time. So, Two of Cups, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Whoa. Okay. I don't know. We'll take them. Alright, with Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, they call it the Juggler's card. To me, it's using your logical mind. Four of Cups again. Page of Swords. And the Queen of Cups. Can be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But, to me, the Queen of Cups comes to the table open to love. Do you know why? Because she loves having love in her life. Now, doesn't mean I have to have it. Let's not forget, we have the Nine of Cups. So, sometimes it's when I'm feeling that inner harmony within myself where my life is okay. Doesn't mean it's perfect, right? But, and, maybe some of you, being single was important. Because during that period of time, I feel like what happened? Well, you became much more independent. It gave you the time to reflect and to understand your life. And listen, with understanding and no blindfolds and the sun being out, I feel like just trust. Now, I want to make a quick statement, because a lot of people think that when I say someone from the past, now if this is like a narcissist type of energy or someone who's abusive, never, never, ever would it come out on this table for you to even consider to take them back? Never. This isn't about that. This is a soulmate energy. This is about love. And I feel like the hardships, I feel like both these soulmates probably have already had. So I feel like they're coming to each other with a lot more experience than maybe at one time I had. All right, I'm going to do one more round. So, it's interesting. It's only making my visions of soulmates coming together even clearer. Six of Wands. And look at this. The Ten of Cups. The House of Love. The House of Harmony. It's exactly the house that the Two of Cups would live in. Maybe this Nine of Cups, this period of time, it is a fulfillment of wishes. Again, all these aces coming out, I feel like it's moving you from singular to coupled. We have different people, but there's different people watching the reading. And, I just glanced down and sometimes I put cards in a certain position on purpose, but I always find it interesting when I'm doing a reading, because a lot of times I'm not even looking at the cards. I'm really just going by my intuition. But right smack in the middle is the Ten of Cups with the Sun right over it. And the Hierophant. Wow. Feels like a blessed home. Guys, I feel like this is happening sooner versus later. And let's just put it this way. If this is something that you would like to have in your life, then think about your own vibration. Are you letting the universe know that you're open? Are you letting go of control of exactly how it must be? Because listen, a lot of times the universe throws us surprises that just wow. Again, I can use my own story. Wow. Sam was the love of my life when I was a teenager. But then we broke up. And here we are now in our 60s coming back together. Well, we did come back together. Unexpected. But nonetheless, here we are. I feel like a lot of you have similar lives to me. I do feel like many of you who watch my readings often, I do feel like we're a soul family. I really do. So it just makes sense that some of our lives would mirror each other. I did this reading for a reason. I wanted to see about soulmate union. And that's exactly what it's giving us. The Ten of Cups. We are living together. This can even be blended families. But this is the house of love. The house of laughter. Doesn't mean, again, you can't expect never to have issues. But these two will be able to work it out. Listen, it can even be very passionate. And passionate means when we fight, it can be a passionate fight also. But then the makeup. So, everybody fights. It's just life. It's what we do with that energy, learning to let what's not important go. If it's not important, I'm going to let it go. So, I love this reading. I do want to read Optimism, though, from Mother Mary. We got a plane flying over. Alright, Optimism. This card counsels you to look for the blessings within your present situations, no matter how dire it seems. What have you learned from it? In what ways are you stronger now? As you see the current blessings, you attract more into your life. Mother Mary guides you to approach your life from a standpoint of gratitude. Optimism is a form of faith and trust in God. Studies show that optimistic people enjoy many health benefits. You can develop this trait by praying, God, please let me see the situation through your eyes. You'll unveil the light. Oh, there's that sun. So you'll unveil the light and love that currently reside within this situation. Be optimistic about your future, as it is created by your present moment decisions and actions. So seeds of intention, nurture them, and they will blossom. All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. I have to go pack a bag. I'm leaving in the morning early, so I just wanted to, I just felt like I wanted to do a reading for you before I went. So I love you guys. I thank you. I thank you in all the ways you support my channel. Thank you for sharing my videos on your social media. Just thank you for everything. Thank you for your personal readings. Thank you for your donations. Just thank you for your love and your prayers. I know that I know you send them to me, and I send my prayers to you also. So I love you guys. Love. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. I gotta stop pointing at my microphone and point at my monitor. It's because I'm talking this direction. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you next time at the table. Bye-bye.